So I asked Tracey if she'd give us some exercises to work on to help build our hip mobility, stability, and flexibility. The key to a great curling delivery is balance. And in order to get that balance, you need to have the hip flexors and all the stabilizer muscles that work around our core engaged and working so that you can have a safe, smooth delivery that you can replicate time and time again.
Okay, so the first exercise, it's going to be a dynamic hip flexor stretch. Janet's going to bring her left leg forward, lean into the ball, and more importantly, melt into the position. Let your hips come forward, opening up through the front of the hips, and then bring it back. And it's important to keep this exercise moving, that being dynamic, so that we're not holding the stretch. We're encouraging blood flow and warming and movement through the hips. The ball just helps as an aid to balance and also just to provide a source of stability. So this is called the 90-90 transition. You want to have your feet wide apart so that when you drop your knees to the side, you have a 90-degree angle at the knee as well as at the hip joint. The other tip I would suggest too is to keep your feet flexed, and this will prevent your feet from turning in or sickling, which would cause some pressure at the knee. So keep those feet upright and flexed, and then just rotate the hips and the legs from one side to the other. And again, it is a dynamic stretch, so keep the movement flowing. This is the pelvic tilt on all fours. Janet's just pulling in through the belly button and bringing the hips forward as she curls up, and then releasing the back and letting the hips fall back. And it's okay to have a little lumbar curve as you come out of it, but keep your stomach or your abdominals engaged so that we're not straining through the back. So as long as this movement stays controlled and you're mindful of keeping your abdominals engaged, it's safe. So this is a supine stretch for the hip, so lying on your back. And you're gonna place your ankle over your thigh, and you're just gonna bring your knee in towards your chest and use your hand to gently apply some pressure, pushing the leg away. And each time you push the leg away, you'll feel that stretch through the glutes. After a few reps, you can hold the stretch in place for a few seconds to incorporate a static stretch, and then release it. Let's keep that moving. Go back to the dynamic in and out. Good job. This is the traveling butterfly stretch. Another external rotation through the hips. And you want to keep your heels together. Push your body weight forward, pressing your knees open to the side. Tuck your hips under and slide forward. After a few reps, you can then bring it forward. We'll hold a static butterfly stretch, bringing those heels together, and gently use your elbows to apply pressure on the legs and increase the stretch. All right, so this is the dynamic frog stretch. Your legs are behind you with your feet externally rotated, knees with some cushioning underneath them. You're gonna have your weight on your upper body, dropping the hips forward, then bend the knees, press the glutes back towards your heels and sit back. And come forward, opening up through the hips, and then sit back and hold. And come forward.